Hello, my name is Dokomi or Hida, and welcome back to my channel. I'm a creative being and a mess of an artist, and I take you along onto my art journey. In this video, I will be painting a portrait with acrylics on some cardboard. But before I get into this project and talk more about it and just ramble about other things, I wanted to share that I have a Ko-fi on which I'm more active again, and there I will be uploading behind the scenes and work in progresses of my comic, a comic I just recently started and want to really work on and be motivated, so I want to share some of it. And besides that, I also upload some sketches of my characters, like silly things I don't necessarily upload on Instagram or Twitter. And I also offer some of my commissions over there. Like at the moment I offer my symmetrical portrait commissions there, which you can go check out. Like I do already some over the last few years, and I just thought they would be nice to have as a commission. But as I said, in this video I will be painting a portrait, and if you haven't figured out who it is yet, because it's still early in the process, I am painting Deathslinger from Dead by Daylight. He is a killer from Dead by Daylight, and he is the favorite killer of a very good friend of mine who recently had birthday. So this was his birthday present I made for him. This friend of mine often streams Dead by Daylight and other games for me. Like whenever we hang out on Discord, we are just like sitting there, I can draw my things, and he entertains me with playing games, and I really love this because I love to watch people play games. I also enjoy playing games, but due to the lack of time, I don't get to play games very often. I used to play Dead by Daylight back then, and despite being a pretty big crybaby about horror things and movies and games, I really enjoyed playing it. Back then I played mostly Survivor because I suck as a killer, and I had a lot of fun playing back then. Like I also had many friends that played with me, so we always would have a full group of survivors and just chill and play the game and such. Yet I also was not a very good survivor. I just somehow survived. Although I must say I often was the last man standing, and then I either survived and found the hatch because I am so lucky with it, because I am just also very sneaky. I do my tasks, I go rescue people, but most of the time I am just hidden, going from gen to gen and outplaying the killer. So I would often end up alone, and in case I got found, I was just very charming, but most killers just brought me either to the hatch or the door and let me leave. I don't know. I think I just have a very cute survivor booty that I knew how to move and sneak around, and then they just let me go, which I always enjoyed, and all my friends made fun of me, but hey, I survived, they didn't. Does any of you play Dead by Daylight still? And if so, what's your favorite role and what's your favorite character to play as? Because I love to play Survivor despite being so damn scared of being chased, and why I'm such a crybaby with most horror movies and such. And then again, I still need it from time to time. Like sometimes I really need to see horror stuff, but I'm just a crybaby. Like I'm still listening to the Magnus Archive and I enjoy it so much, but I once it's dark, I'm just a crybaby about it. I love to play survivors, and my favorite survivor to play is Nia. The Entity, yes, that's me. I also like to play her because I have an outfit for her that's mostly brown tones and all that, so in most maps people don't find me, and since I love to stealth around all the time, I just love to play hide and seek with the killers. Maybe that's why the killers bring me to the hatch, because they know I'm the Entity. I'm almighty. Please tell me what's your favorite role and your favorite character. I'm also very gay for Pinhead and the Wraith and the Huntress and Pyramid Head. But yes, that's quite some time ago, like I think even years. since I last opened Dead by Daylight and played it. So I really enjoyed that he streams games for me, like also Elden Ring and such. And I can just like enjoy him playing Killer, mostly Deathslinger, and just having a very cozy and chill vibe, hanging out, talking, and just like seeing his gameplay. Like I really love doing that. I don't know, but maybe you also have some friends you do this with, like someone is playing and the others are just vibing, chilling. I, for example, get a lot of my art done because whenever I draw, I like to have something on the side, like either music or YouTube or shows. Although it's often YouTube. But whenever he's around and he comes in asking me if I have time, I am always very excited to jump in and just watch him. It is great time we both appreciate and something very, very dear to me. And due to that, I wanted to give something very dear back. So I decided to draw his favorite killer. And honestly, I must say, I think it's much harder, in my opinion, to draw horror kind of things and things that are seen as ugly and disgusting, because I just personally feel such things have much more depth and detail and structure, and to get this right takes so much more time and experience and skill, and to know what one is doing. Like when I see horror artists, I'm like just so amazed by their work, because I just think it's a very hard thing to do. Because often if you wanna draw something pretty and cute and I don't know, seen as beautiful, you often need less lines, less detail. Like already drawing someone with smooth skin, you just ignore everything and leave it out. The lack of detail there just shows something very smooth and simple and beautiful and such, while here with the Deathslinger, for example, like he has so many scars and wrinkles and depth that you have to build it up and get it right, and that was just so much work. Also, I'm painting in a somewhat semi-realistic style. Like I just looked up some references of that character and I didn't like really push my style into it. I just wanted to paint him and get him onto my canvas and just see where it is going. I used a bunch of different references, also with the light and shadows and colors. Like I just played around. Like I didn't really have a plan how it was supposed to look like. I just wanted to paint a portrait. Also, when I started, you saw I had no sketch whatsoever. I just went in with my brushes and my acrylics, building up a structure, a face, and just going from there step by step, seeing what I have to add, what I have to change, what is missing, and taking my time with it. Well, time in the sense of like I was not rushing the process itself, but I started the day before the birthday party, so I had some kind of pressure of getting it done that day. Although I was still very relaxed because I knew I would finish in time. I just had no idea how long it would take. But it took me half a day from start to finish, like creating the cardboard canvas and also finishing it up so it would be ready to hang on the wall. I had a lot of fun with this. I don't often paint traditionally. Like I sometimes have like my practice canvases that I just use to test different things out, to paint things I usually don't paint, and then have them on my table at cons. So it's also originals I have there. But for the rest, I don't really paint much because I always have to set up my table. I have to get all my colors out, and as I said, I'm a mess, so like my table is always a mess as well, and I always have to clean before I am able to paint, and I don't have enough space in my room. so I can't just leave everything out as well, so I afterwards also have to clean everything away, or everything just looks so crowded and I don't have the space to do other things. And that's why I'm a digital artist mostly. I have a lot of space on my PC, but not in real life. And that's something I appreciate about digital art. Like, I don't need to set up much. All I have to do is like take my tablet out, plug it in, and I can go crazy. Then again, I really like the results of traditional art, because at the end you have something in your hands that you can hold and hang up somewhere. Of course, you can print out your digital work, but it is still different. Like, I personally have much more of a connection to my traditional art, because I just put so much time into it, and then I also can hold it and see it, and I worked with it. While with digital art, yes, I had my tablet out, I looked at the screen, but there was nothing I was connected to. And at the end I have a picture, but I have a picture. It's not the same as having a canvas, in my opinion. Why I think traditional art has its charm, and why I sometimes just like to go back to traditional art. I think that's why I also tend towards traditional art whenever I create birthday gifts, because at the end you have something in your hand and it just feels much more dear to me. And then I hope that if I gift it to someone, that person also can appreciate it as much than just having like a printed out picture. On which note, I just remembered that I last year, or the year before, no, I think the last year, I also recorded me creating birthday presents, but I never got to edit this footage and create videos out of it, so I might do that in the future. Also because I opened the folder today and was like, oh my god, I still have this laying around, I totally forgot about it. So I think it would be also cool to, in the future, go back to it, edit all the footage and make interesting videos out of it. Because for my partner, I created a little box that looks like a bug and is also functional, and I sculpted it out of clay, while for my boyfriend I made patches. Patches only he has now. So I think it would be really cool to just like make videos out of these and go back to this. I also used some colored pencils to make some touch-ups, get some more depth in certain places, and just bring everything more together and push some of the colors, because sometimes it's very hard for me to get the right color mixed together, and then I get frustrated. Like, that's one of the things I'm very bad at, is mixing colors and applying colors right so they look good. But I have recently started to look more into color theory as well, and to understand colors more, so I hope I will get better with that in the near future. Once I was done with the canvas itself, I wanted to give it a certain something, so it would not just be a portrait on some cardboard. Also to make it suit more with the game, which has like this, I don't know, it's a horror game, so it has like this dirty aspect and burnt, and you have the entity and such, and also the Deathslinger has like this cowboy theme going on. And then I was like, oh, wanted poster, it has a bit of the vibe of a wanted poster because it's brown, like the background is brown. So I was like, oh, imagine like fire, and like you know, like how wanted posters on the edges are also not 100% straight and proper and such. So I was like, oh, I can burn the edges. And that's what I did. I went outside, I took a lighter, and I very carefully burnt the edges down, and I made sure that it would not go too far. Whenever it spread too much, I just blew it out and hid it, because I thought that would help, and it did help. But in case you would ever do such, please don't do it inside the house, and ask for help if you need help, and be very careful. Don't burn too much. Like, you can always go back in with the lighter, but you can never bring some of the cardboard back. So I just went in with the lighter until I was satisfied with the result, with having all the edges burnt down. I even went over some parts that were the canvas itself. In general, if I say canvas, I mean cardboard, because the cardboard in this case was my canvas. At times I even use the lighter on the canvas itself to have like, especially on the top, that one hole, and to reveal some of the cardboard structure inside and just give it also more depth and this feel of something has burned down there. Like, I just wanted to mess it up and give it like this rough aesthetic, which I was very happy with at the end. And to finish everything off, because it is a Deathslinger, it's a killer that has like a rifle. No, it's not a rifle. And how's it called? A shotgun. Is it a shotgun? What is his weapon? Google. Well, let's just call it a gun, but his gun has a spear which he can throw at survivors. And if it hits a survivor, they get hooked and then he can pull them close and hurt them. And that means that spear is on a chain. So I was like, oh, I could add some chain. And I looked around in my room and I found this golden chain. And I was like, oh my god, that color doesn't fit at all. So what I did, I took a plastic bag, I put the chain in, I put some black acrylic in, some silver acrylic, and I just smoothed it around so the chain would be covered in that acrylic silver, metal silver I created there. And then I took it out, let it dry, and I was so surprised, but it actually held on the chain. Like, it didn't scratch off and all, it didn't break off. So I was very happy with that. It also looked pretty cool in my opinion. It looked used and suited much more the vibe. And that chain I put all over the canvas. Like, in the first place, I used it to have something to hang up this canvas, but I also let it go around the canvas and hang down because I just thought it would look really cool and give this feel of like this spear having been shot and the chain just being all around and tying everything more together. Overall, I'm very happy with how this artwork turned out, how everything came together, the colors and such. I am also happy with the amount of detail I put in. Then again, if I had more time and also would have wanted to spend more time on it, like, I could have still made it look better, but I'm just overall very happy with how it turned out. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it looks so cool for the fact that I created this within a day from start to finish, and I'm also so happy that he liked it because his birthday was in July. We had the birthday party with all the birthday children there because July is always very stressful because he, my boyfriend, and my partner have birthday, and I always try to get all the presents in July because I am so bad with thinking ahead. And yeah, I'm just very happy I managed this. Then again, I just love to create art with things I have laying around. I used the cardboard from some packages we got. I had the chain laying around since some months in my room, so I knew it was there, and I'm glad I finally managed to use it for something. And then, yeah, like, I have acrylic paint laying around here and colors, so that was not like a big deal to get. But yeah, just like using things that I would have thrown away, like the cardboard, I love it. But yes, let me show you the final shots. This was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening to my rambles and just talking here and there and watching me paint a portrait. I don't know, do you enjoy watching such content? Do you enjoy watching my content of me creating something or me going to cons more? Because I have no idea. I really enjoy creating the videos where I go to conventions, but they don't really show my art process, while such videos show my art much more, and I really enjoy this as well, but I don't have a feel for it yet, so I hope I can create some more of these videos in the future and just take you along. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know down in the comments. And for the rest, I wish you a good day or night wherever you are. Bye!